Hi, I'm good. How are you? Make sure you guys like the stream. Give me a few minutes so I can finish setting up. I did get your donation, so I do have it. What am I looking for? Hi, Jess. Hi, Nye. Hi, Emily. Rescheduling a call with special agent right now. Wait, what's that for, Jess? All right, let me do this donation list. And by the way, guys, whoever is in here, just FYI, this is gonna be a short live. I'm gonna be off by 2. Oh, I'm like, wait, what car accident, girl? I was confused. I was like, Jess, you had a car accident, girl. You made me think like 1,000 thoughts right now because I was like, they just told me she had a car accident and I don't remember this weekend, but no, I remember now what you're talking about. Ooh, the season is changing and yeah, my allergies are already. Mm-mm. All right, so I'm gonna get started with that. I do have your questions. All right, so let's see. How is everyone doing today? How was everyone's weekend? All right, so you're meeting his mom and family today. You're starting to get nervous. My weekend was good. Yeah, I hear you, Emily. That's how I felt. I'm like, I got some really good sleep last night, and I was up super early, so that's a good thing. I already got a bunch of stuff done. All right. Okay, Spirit. Nice meeting Joe's family, mom and family today. How would the meeting between Nye and Joe's family go today? How was the meeting between Aisha and Joe's family? I didn't go to sleep like super early, but I got like, I know when I have enough sleep because I'll just like, my eyes are wide open. Like, I just get up and usually if I'm like fighting my sleep in the morning, I didn't get enough sleep. All right, let's see. All right, so there goes like the nervous and anxiety there. Let's see. Give me 1 second. She said he can. Okay, I got you. Sorry. All right, we was gonna be done anyways. You got 2 questions. So, with the 9 of Swords, so this could be your anxiety that's showing up. Basic, yeah, spirit saying like you're going in with nerves and worries, maybe overthinking how you'll be received. This is really more about your anxiety than anything else, and not about it's more about your anxiety and not more so about the experience you're gonna have. Okay, because I'm not getting this is the energy when it comes to the experience of how things are gonna go. I feel like with the Ten of Pentacles, his family definitely values like tradition, stability, long-term commitments. They're likely to view you through the lens of, does she fit into the bigger picture? This is definitely a positive sign, right? Because I don't really feel like he will just bring you around if he didn't feel that way, right? Um, oh my God, the stream is on mute. Yo, that's funny. Um, I don't. It's not a thing where it's like he would just bring anybody there. So they're definitely like, oh, he's bringing somebody over here. Like, this is special, right? So the Ten of Pentacles being here, for me, this is a positive sign because it shows openness to seeing you as part of their family, like the family's future, not just like momentarily. Um, you're welcome, Nye, and thank you. Um, the Seven of Pentacles here, I feel like they'll definitely be observing you carefully, just taking their time to get to know you. I don't feel like this is like observing you in like a judgmental, like harsh way, more like quiet assessment. So like just taking in conversation. I don't get like they're gonna be interrogating you. I honestly feel like it's gonna feel like you've known them. Um, Feeling comfortable. The King of Cups is here. For me, this feels like someone in the family, could be his father or like a nurturing male figure. Doesn't have to, because it could be anyone with a masculine energy. Will be warm and welcoming, so it doesn't have to be like a man, but it could be. I feel like the energy is going to help you ease the tension that you may be feeling. I feel like this person is going to show a lot of acceptance. This could also be him, where he's showing up and he's just kind of like guiding you. Like, you know, when people, like, I don't know if this has happened. Have you ever gone to like you know, your partner's like family's like event, like a party? Like, I can give you an example. I went to my first boyfriend. I went to like a barbecue with his family, and you know, some people would just leave you alone and just like, yeah, go talk to the women, like, you know, figure it out basically. Well, he wasn't like that. He was kind of more attentive. Like, he made sure I was good, and then at some point, like, I just was chit chatting with like his sister and stuff like that. So I feel like that's how he's gonna be, like, more attentive. This could be him coming up, being more attentive, not leaving you out in the cold while you're just getting to know strangers basically. The Two of Pentacles here, I feel like you may feel like you have to juggle, so maybe trying to balance being yourself while also wanting to make a good impression. There could be a sense of navigating different personalities while you're there, like, because you're, if you're meeting multiple people, so I feel like there could be that sense too. um I'm not getting like an overstimulated energy, more so like, yeah, for, I don't know if he hasn't brought someone around in a while, because that's what it feels like to me. Either he hasn't brought someone around in a while, or this man really just don't bring anyone around. So with the Hierophant, this again, the Hierophant with the Ten of Pentacles here is again showing me tradition, long term, a family that holds traditional values. They'll likely expect a respectful, grounded presence. This card also suggests they see the relationship as something serious and meaningful, not casual, which is exactly what I've been hitting on, because I feel like, again, he is not the type of person to just bring anyone around. So they know that the reason why you're around is because he does feel like this is going to be something serious, which I've been getting that for you and him before I think you guys made things official. Like, this guy is definitely in that energy of long-term planning with you. Like, this is not casual, it's not short term, and if anything, I see him willing to put the hard work in, and that is what his family is like noticing. Again, it's that energy of like, he doesn't bring anybody around, he doesn't really do this kind of stuff. So this could be all new to them, or like I said, he just haven't brought anyone around in a very long time, and maybe the last person that was around was a very serious relationship. um in your outcome, you have the Ace of Wands and the Three of Pentacles. I feel like this meeting will spark something positive. The Ace of Wands always shows like excitement, new beginnings, a fresh start. I feel like they're gonna feel intrigued by your energy. Maybe like some will feel like the desire to get to know you more, or like they can't wait to see you again once you leave. And the Three of Pentacles is showing teamwork and cooperation. So they'll see you as someone who can work well within a family dynamic. I feel like ultimately you're gonna leave a strong impression, and it will feel like the foundation of being included in their circle. So basically, although you're walking into it with nervousness and maybe feeling anxious, the family definitely sees long-term potential. Um, you know, they'll evaluate you thoughtfully, and overall, I just feel like they're gonna welcome you with warmth. Again, they respect tradition, and by the end, the energy is it's gonna feel very fresh, and positive. So for me, it definitely looks like it's gonna go well. The nerves are definitely yours, and not, again, not an experience that you're gonna have that's gonna have you in your head. I'm not getting that at all. The outcome is definitely acceptance and good connection. So that's good. Let's do your second question. just make sure that's the question. Yeah, how does Joe's mom feel about Naisha? Hey RJ, how are you? The Nine of Wands. The King of Swords. The Three of Wands. I'm gonna say she's a little more guarded. Um, Not that she thinks anything bad of you, but I think this is more, I don't want to say a hard egg to crack, but this is someone that is going to definitely over time open up more. Like she's not someone that kind of like just opens up. I feel like is she uses her logic, so she tries to like stay in a place where she's not getting emotionally tied too soon is what I'm getting from her. Like not wanting to be emotionally tied too soon. And I feel like very observant of you. The Three of Wands, I do feel like she is in that energy of like observant, but also like she's looking forward to growth here. So I feel like I don't think you've met her yet. I think I'm meeting his mom. Yeah, so this is like, I feel like once you meet her, because I'm getting like still like uncertainty. So she may just not know what to go off of, except for like what he tells her. But she's maybe like, I need to be around her. Like, I want to be around her. I want to, I want to like get to know her more. I'm getting like wanting to get to know you more. But this is the thing, she's open to it. So it's not like she's closed off. She's definitely open to getting to know you. She's open to progress here, for growth here, for expansion and an opportunity into something new. So I am definitely seeing that. I feel like right now too, this could be too where she's just kind of like keeping opinions to herself until she maybe sees that this is the thing, right? Not that she's not seeing it as long term, because like I said, I feel like he just does not bring just anyone around, but it's more so for her. I think emotionally getting her emotions involved takes a little bit more time. So kind of just like, again, looking forward to progress, to growth here, getting to know you more. She's kind of just keeping opinions at a neutral level. And not really, again, not really trying to get too emotionally tied or having an opinion emotionally. Show me more. I feel like any parent too, like she could be a little weary. So it's almost like, yeah, once I see more, then I can open up more. Um, yeah, like the Four of Wands. I mean, the Four of Swords. The Lovers. The Eight of Swords. I feel like this could be you too, to be honest, like you being in your head. But I don't feel like there's anything to worry about. I think that she's just more so like, I want to take my time. I want to get to know her more. I'm going to kind of, again, keep things at like a very neutral level. However, with the Lovers, I do feel like there is a sense of alignment that she sees with you guys. So it's like, I almost want to say like, I don't feel like she has quite an opinion on you just yet. She wants to like go a little deeper. Yeah, she's gonna be someone that, again, like as time goes on, she'll start to like open up more. Now, am I saying that she's gonna be like full blown wall up when you meet her, if you haven't met her yet? No, I'm not getting a wall up. She's gonna interact with you. She's gonna talk to you. She's gonna be, like her normal self. But inside, I think that she's just kind of more so like, I want to stay out of this for now and let them grow, and then let me have a relationship with her, and then I can form an opinion here. So she's definitely in this energy of like being a bit, I would say, like conservative when it comes to the, and this could be just how she is, because I'm kind of like that. Like I don't get like really involved in my friends or family's relationships. Like I could meet their partner, but it takes a little bit of time for me to like really like feel comfortable. Or sometimes it's just, I don't really, like, if that's your person, that's your person. I have no saying. Like I have no, as long as you're happy, then you're happy, you know. And even if you're not happy, you need to go talk to your man. Like people could tell you that. I've had friends come to me and try to vent to me about stuff that their man is not doing. I'm like, go talk to him. Like, why are you telling me? I have no answers for you because I'm not your man, and I don't know your situation. So she could be like kind of like that, because that's kind of what I'm getting, where she's kind of more so like, I'm welcoming, but I'm also not gonna be too involved. Not too soon. She's gonna take her time. For I definitely feel like she wants the connection to develop more. Yeah, like over time. So she's gonna, like, I feel like wanting to plant seeds. And again though, you're getting this again where it's like there is a sense of like them seeing you. I want to say her, from whatever she's heard about you, that this is leaning towards something long term. And maybe that's why she could be a little reserved, because maybe she's like, I don't want to confuse things. Let's see what happens first. But overall, I get good energy. Like I said, she's gonna still be welcoming. She's looking towards progress and expansion with you. Learning about you more, getting to talk to you more, like on her own. Um, Anything else? Yeah, I feel like too, if you haven't met her in person, which I'm getting that from the messages you said, um, because you said you're meeting his mom and his family today. I feel like once she meets you, she'll be more at ease. Like she'll be way more open. So I feel like that comes down. It's almost like when you're dating someone, you know, when you're dating a guy, like it's one thing to talk to somebody on the phone and on an app, but then the real, you know, where the real connection is once you meet them, and kind of put your walls a little more down if you're going into things guarded. So I feel like that's what that is. So that is what I have for you, my love. I hope that was helpful, and I hope, well, I know it's going to go well. I know it's going to go well. All right, so that was for 9. Okay, and Emily, you can go ahead and post your question. FYI, guys, please like the stream, and this will be a short live. All right, let's see. Can we look into the energy of my friend Paige right now? We had a night out with her new boyfriend over the weekend. The dynamic between me and her was a bit off. Just curious what's going on with her. Let's see. What is going on with Paige? You said what? I'm guessing she was maybe reading too much into how her new boyfriend would connect with us girls. Okay. I mean, I'm going to see what this says. All right, let's see. The Hierophant, the Wheel of Fortune. So there is really strong energy here. Let's see. The Eight of Swords. Is she insecure? Because I'm getting a lot of insecurities here. A very insecure energy. Give me a second. I have to use the bathroom. Sorry, I've been drinking so much water. All right, I'm bad. I'm back. All right. So with I was asking because I have the moon here, right? And the moon definitely shows uncertainty, maybe confusion, a lot of overthinking. Also, like feeling like things aren't fully clear between you and her. Um, this could be why her vibe felt a little off. Like, I did you guys were you guys okay before this? Because I am getting like her feeling like things are unclear with you and her. She may not, she's obviously not saying what she's feeling directly, but there is some underlying, some type of like tension. So this could be like like underlining stuff because I definitely get that from her. With the Hierophant, I feel like she's trying to stay composed or proper, keeping what feels safe or traditional to her. Um, this card definitely is suggesting she doesn't want to rock the boat, so she might be holding back her true thoughts or insecurities. She could also be focused on appearance, how she and her boyfriend look together, how she's perceived in social settings. So there could be a bit of like jealousy with how you look. Um, I don't, you would know because you're her friend. Like if she has like any insecurities with how she looks physically. So there could be a sense of that. Um, I do feel like her energy is shifting. She might be adjusting to this new relationship in general and the changes it's bringing to her life. I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is pointing to her feeling like things are up in the air, not fully stable yet. So there's a lot of like, all right, so this is where it feels like it's going. It feels like because she's uncertain about him, she's insecure, I feel like, with anyone that comes around. So to me, I feel like why even have your boyfriend around your friends if you're unsure about things, or it, right, if you're feeling this way, right, you feel like, because literally it feels like there's not a solid foundation there. They could be going through, she could be already seeing like red flags with this guy, and she's ignoring them. So then she's like, fuck it, I'm gonna bring him around my friends, right? Because you want to bring your man around your friends. But this is the thing where while there's insecurities, that's probably the worst thing you can do. Especially if you already had other insecurities on top of that. She never had any sort of argument, but it is because we've never, yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with like, the only thing I can say that's directly towards you is maybe she feels like you're more beautiful than her, or like sometimes you don't even have to be more beautiful than someone. If you're someone that's charismatic, that people laugh at their jokes, even if it's like a stupid joke, then she may feel insecure. Like if you're showing up as like the star in the room and she's not, she may have already have like, she may have those like underlying like insecurities, that it's not necessarily like that you guys are beefing. It's just she has these insecurities because of your light, and then having like uncertainty in her connection. It's, she may have noticed something with this guy towards you that felt unsettling. And again, it could just be through her insecurities or something that she for sure noticed, because I don't feel like they're in a good place. I really don't. I feel like with this Eight of Swords, she's definitely feeling trapped in her head. This definitely reflects her insecurity. She may be comparing herself to you, or like second guessing how she comes across, or even wonder how her boyfriend views her in front of others, or like how he was viewing you in front of her. Like it literally, that's what I'm getting from this. I feel like it's not, like I was saying, it's not that she's upset with you directly, it's more her inner dialogue playing tricks on her. So it's the insecurities in general that she has within herself that, again, to me, like, I carry myself like I'm the star in every room that I stand in. And I tell my friends all the time, like, if you're my friend, you better feel that way about yourself because I'm never going to dim my light to make you feel better. So, but I've also have my friends where when we used to go out, like I will make sure that I'm like, girl, no, that doesn't look good. Let's switch it out, and I will fix your hair, like fix your makeup. Like that's just who I am because I'm not a hater. But when you have people around you that are insecure within themselves, they're eventually that starts to show. And I feel like with her, like she's having insecurities within herself, that she's second guessing everything, and it's just all in her head. Um, I feel like with the hermit, she is pulling inward. So maybe after the night out, she may be retreating to process and reflect. It doesn't mean she's angry because again, I don't feel like she's upset at you directly. It's just that she tends to internalize instead of expressing. With the Three of Wands, I feel like at the same time, she's kind of looking ahead, trying to envision how things are going to play out with her new boyfriend and, her friendships. There's this energy of wanting growth and expansion, but she's still figuring out her footing, is what I'm getting. Um, Let me see what you were saying. We've never had any sort. Yeah, okay. Oh my God, I was sensing she's unsure about him too. Something she doesn't feel right, but I support her regard. Exactly. Guess this on this night out, I was very bubbly and having a great time, and she wasn't responding very well to my energy. Which, yeah, she was jealous of you. That like your energy made hers uncomfortable. So spot on. This is crazy. So glad I asked this. Yeah. Oh my God. Yep. The guy wasn't responding well to my extroverted energy either. It was yeah, because I'm like, yo, I don't feel like she's jealous of him like wanting you, right? But it's the your aura, like your spirit. And maybe she was acting like that because he was acting like that. So she could have that makes a little bit more sense to me now too, because she could have been acting that way because he was coming off that way. So she didn't want to show her true side because she probably already noticed that he wasn't really vibing with you. So that makes sense. I just wanted to have a great time, so I continue to laugh and include everyone. But her and this guy were being a bit sad. Yeah, she was being like that because of him. And you know what? She felt insecure because you most likely were getting some type of like reaction from him that maybe she's never seen. And I think that she took that completely wrong. But she was definitely in feeding off of his energy for sure. So that way she couldn't, let's say if she, let's just say, right, you go out, I'm just using this as an example. You go out with your friends. Have you ever watched Coyote Ugly where the girls, they dance on the bar, whatever, right? When we was younger, like my cousins, my sisters, like they would get on the bar, like dance, like, but we would used to be in a family bar. We just used to have fun. And but we only did that. But if I went out with a guy, I wasn't gonna fucking do that, right? So it's almost like that. Like what I'm getting is like, if he wasn't around, the vibe would have been different. But because he was, and maybe he is a person that's more serious and introverted, she fed off of his energy. But then also to playing out were her insecurities with the connection with him, because she's already probably seeing again these red flags. One of them could have been that pulling her away. I just don't want her to feel held back. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm nervous about our friendship moving forward. Yeah, I would kind of just let her be, because if she's gonna choose, to be that way because of a guy, then you kind of know where your friendship stands. And I hate to say that, but it just it just is what it is. Like I've had friendships like that too. Like that's why I tell people all the time, like there's only certain people that I allow to call my phone when they have issues, when they have problems. And then there's the other people that I don't care what you got going on, because if you switch up when you're in a relationship, then you're only gonna call me when you have problems. I don't fucking think so. Um, I know when you get in a relationship, sometimes you get tied up to your boyfriend. You have your own life, work, and now you're adding something else, another layer. So that's different. But there's people who will literally completely change when they're with someone, and then the only time they hit you up is when they have problems. No. So you're just gonna have to observe her and see how she moves forward. There's nothing you can do about someone that's gonna hold back regardless, especially if it's because of a connection, because I I feel like she's gonna come around. It's just you gotta let her be, and she'll have to learn her lesson on her own. The Queen of Pentacles is here with the Devil. This is, yeah, she's in a not in a good place mentally. A lot of negative energy, negative thoughts, or like insecure. For me, it doesn't even feel like, well, it could be thoughts, but it's like a lot of insecurities that you're not seeing because she's keeping them away, and maybe this person is bringing them out because sometimes, when you date people, sometimes they bring out the good or the bad, or both. So, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Kind of a bummer because the other are so fun to integrate with the girls. Yeah, yeah, that makes sense. That's crazy. But I hope everything goes well. And I hope that was helpful. And thank you so much. All right, Jess, whenever you're ready, you can pull. She was telling me she's so in love. We'll see how it plays out. Yeah, I don't know. And maybe she is but I think this guy is showing certain sides of him that I don't know. Have they been together for a while? It feels very short term. Oh, good, Emily. All right. Who is Brianna, just so I could, just for context, I just need to know who she is related to you. How does Brianna do this? 4 or 5 months honeymoon phase right now, but it's leaning into phase when true colors come out. Yeah. Right. Bye, Emily. Have a good day. Okay. How is Brianna viewing John? But came across her IG recently. Okay, I got you. I kind of got a dookie. Oh my God. The Ten of Cups. The Ace of Pentacles reverse. Did you guys ever have like conversation or anything, Jess? I don't know why. So I'm getting like, because I'm getting a missed opportunity here to like maybe get to know you or get to know you more. But show me more, Spirit. Yeah, that's what I feel like. So how I feel like she's viewing you, right? To me, the Ten of Cups is like really good energy, right? It's like that energy of like lightness, blissfulness, harmony, kind of support, right? I feel like there's something that was like an impression that you made on her. I feel like there is like an impression. Now this, if you guys never like really spoke or whatever, I feel like maybe energetically, because the high priestess is an energy of like your intuition. So maybe intuitively she felt like you have really good energy, but and she would have, I guess, like in another circumstance, she would have gotten to know you more, but missed out on that opportunity is what I get here. Like there was a missed chance that you guys could have possibly been like good friends, and maybe like she's not thinking about this on a deep level, right? Because, but I do feel like there could be something there where she maybe feels, or like at least spirit is saying that from the energy they get from you and her, you guys would have been good friends, right? So maybe not in the sense where she's thought about this, but in the sense that this is the in the energy field with you and her, is what I'm getting. Show me more. Thank you, IJ. All right, let's see. The death card. The temperance. And the Seven of Wands reverse. So I definitely feel like, so how I could put this, right? Viewing you per se, I'm getting like, again, she felt good energy from you. But what I am getting mostly is like spirit saying like what I feel like you and her may, like a few years from now, may cross paths. And maybe there could be like a friendship that develops here. I'm getting, because there's gonna be a change that comes in slowly. So for me with the death card, again, there's like a transition, a change, a beginning that happens, right? An ending is here and then it's a beginning. Something that maybe like, I feel like you guys may cross paths in the future. Like I don't know why I want to say like years from now you may cross paths with her, and maybe both of you will have like a lowered guard, because the Seven of Wands is in the reverse. I feel like, show me the Seven of Wands reverse. Yeah, you see the Fool. I feel like there could be something that happens in the future where you guys again cross paths. This could be years from now. Like I'm talking about like 5-10 years from now, right? And again, guards will be down and you guys may have like a new beginning in a friendship like that's more carefree, where maybe now at this time it would have been a little awkward for her to be your friend and the other girl's friend. And it, depending on what the other girl has, said. I mean, she seemed cool. I never had a bad view on her. I just didn't want to interact with anyone that's associated with the other girl already. Yeah, that makes sense. And I feel like she understands that. And I think that that's why maybe she held back, because it does look like she held back from maybe like interacting with you more, even though it's like, to me, it feels like she wanted to. Anything else for it? Yeah, you see the Hierophant with the Emperor. I do feel like in the future there's something that could happen where you guys cross paths again. I'm getting the same message. This is a friendship that could have, like, honestly, if you guys would have gotten to know each other, maybe would have been like a long-term friendship, like one of those. The Knight of Pentacles is here, so to me it's like, yeah, something that would have grown over time, little by little, but that it would have grown into something like really like a good friendship. Yeah, you said she's pretty too. Yeah. All right, let me do your second question. Let me drink more water. I'm so thirsty today. I woke up like a little dehydrated or something. see what's your second question. How would Jay's friends feel about us reconnecting? Okay. How would Jay's friends feel about them reconnecting? How would Jay's friends feel about him and just reconnecting? Girl, they think you. I feel like they kind of consider you guys already reconnected. Okay, I was getting that from spirit, and then that was in here in the deck. I didn't take it because I don't know when it flipped, but I feel like they kind of already know that maybe he's taking steps towards you, or he's at least talking to them about it. Yeah, this is like slow steps coming towards you. The Two of Cups. Girl, I feel like they're cool with it. Like, you know what I'm getting? I feel like, so, all right, what I'm getting, how would they feel? They'll feel good with it. Like, they're gonna feel good with it. They're okay with it. They're happy with it. I feel like they know that this is like a very like strong connection. Maybe he's like let them know that you had reached out in the past and maybe like tried to create something with him, or like not reached out, but you try to like create something with him. Um, and I feel like right now there is a sense of like, he is definitely sharing more information now. Just like, remember how like a few weeks ago I feel like you asked something like about, it was maybe, it wasn't this question, but it was something around that, and I was like, I don't think he's really sharing too much right now. I'm getting total opposite now. I feel like he's definitely sharing. He's being, it's subtle, but he's definitely sharing more. So there is conversations that are being had. He's giving information, they're receiving it, and they're just like, okay, cool. It feels very balanced, because even with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like a steady, is a steady like conversation that could be happening, or is a steady energy where they're like, okay, like if you want, they're being supportive. There you go, being supportive. They could be like, you know, the Six of Pentacles sometimes talks about like charity, right? And charity is when you give time or like things to people, or like efforts, right? So it's like they're kind of like showing up for him as like very supportive. um Show me the Three of Swords. All right, Brianna, thank you. I do have your question. Like with the Seven of Pentacles, I think that there could be, again, like they maybe are telling him to take it easy, because I think that he may be a little bit impulsive with certain things, not just with relationships, just, and I always say this, like, I took a psychology class in college, so I learned so much about how like we're our natural state, like we, how am I gonna say it? Like a person that's like impulsive, they're impulsive with everything, with relationships, with how, you know, with the food they eat, with how they respond to people, with career. Like they may jump from one career to another, to like when a person is already like impulsive, like, so they say like in your stomach, if your baby is like very active and like moving around, like a lot of activity, then likely they're gonna come out like that. And that's exactly what happened with my sister. If your baby is a little bit more calm, like yeah, you feel kicks and some movement here and there, but it's more calmness, then you're gonna experience that. And you'll experience that with that kid for a long time, I think, until like, I mean, sometimes when things happen, but even when things happen, they'll know how to go back to their natural state. So his natural state, I think, that is very impulsive, is when it comes to decision making. And like I said, not just with relationships, but like just decision making in general. So I feel like they're kind of telling him, because I think that he may start something and then he kind of ends it before it can get anywhere. Like I was gonna say, like he starts like a project, like maybe he'll tell them like, I want to start learning how to like I don't know, like rollerblade, and then he'll do it for like a day or two, and then he's on to the next thing, but he's never completed the first thing he started. So I feel like that is what how they view him, or someone could be viewing him this way, and they're kind of telling him to just take things easy. I feel like they're also telling him that he needs to put the hard work in. So I feel like there could be one or two where they're like, yeah, if you want her back, you're gonna have to definitely like start, put the work in. You, it's gonna be hard work because you basically have like, I don't want to say this to you before, but she's tried before. You didn't allow her, so now you got to put the work in. So I feel like they're also pushing him to come towards you. So I feel what I'm getting from this, like the actions that you're seeing from him too, is actually being motivated from what you're doing, but how it's translating is literally like his friends and maybe even family that are like pushing him to like get something started here. So that's really cool because I feel like, yeah, they're showing up again supportive of the connection, supportive of him, but they're like, yeah, you need to invest. So that's how it's showing up, because when you're manifesting something, it's gonna work. Like, your subconscious mind is going to find the easiest path, right? But if we want to use the universe, just for context here, since we're doing tarot, the universe is going to find the easiest path, and it may be through his friends, where his friends are like, bro, just take action, like, or his family, where he may not be able to do it within himself, but that's how it's showing up in his 3D. um like, of course, the idea and the thought and the feeling came from him, but then now the support, the push, and the, like, motivation is coming from them. The Five of Wands. The King of Pentacles. Why is the Five of Wands here? The Fool. So I feel like with the Five of Wands, I'm not really getting like that exhaustion energy or anything like that, but I feel like it's just, like I said, I feel like before he may have been telling just like one person, maybe two, and was being very discreet about how much he shared, where now I feel like, when the boys are together, they're talking about, their situations. And now everybody is sitting and like he's talking about his, situation with you. And the other one is talking about his situation with his person, or whatever the situation is. And there's a lot of opinions, but I feel like the ultimate, like, thing is, go be free. Like, just start over, go get your new beginning. Just stop overthinking, or like, stop being so anxious. Like, what the fuck, start off with, maybe they even told me, like, start off with some fucking likes on her Instagram. That's the easiest thing for most people, because we're all on social media. And then the King of Pentacles being here, I do feel like no matter what he gets, no matter what, like, opinions he's getting, damn, I feel like he's kind of still making decisions for himself. Even though I do feel like he's getting like good advice, he's kind of just still, it's all still coming from him. So it's not like his friends are just, he's just doing it because his friends are telling him to do it. No, it's ultimately like his decision to like come towards you. So I feel like they're also viewing him as being more responsible. Or at least telling him to be more responsible, because like I said, I feel like he makes very like impulsive decisions that kind of backfire down the road, and he starts a project and never finishes it, and is showing up for them with everything that he like I said, like, he could be somebody that wakes up and be like, I'm gonna be a fucking astronaut, and then the next day, like, no, I'm just gonna race cars. Like, that's what I get from his energy, like how they're viewing him. So it looks good, Jess. Very supportive energy for sure. I like that. I didn't do any like, let me see outcome here. I didn't really do an outcome because I don't, that spread doesn't need an outcome, but let me just see. That's too many cards. I feel like he's gonna break the silence at some point. That was the Three of Swords with the yeah, the World. You said girl, didn't we end up with that King of Pentacles? The Three of Swords had came out with the Hierophant, the Eight of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. So he is going to break the silence. And look, there's going to be some completion that happens here. So some fulfillment that's going to come towards you. And for me, the world talks about something arriving, right? It talks about travel. And for me, like in this sense, is like him coming towards you. So that is for you, Jess. Thank you so much. Those were good questions for sure. Especially that one. He's definitely talking about you more and more. That's good. All right, so for IJ, you can go ahead and post. And let me put this phone to charge. While IG posts, I'm gonna send this email. All right, let's see, IJ. Let me pull your cards and then I'll do it. All right, how will next long time to close friends feel about IJ? Damn, I got some good questions. I want to ask myself, but I'm going to be disciplined this month. I'm going to chill. We got the star. So many cards, but how would that? Yeah, you can just. The 61. The 2 of Wands. The 4 of Wands. The Lovers. The Moon. The 8 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, the 6 of Swords. The 8 of Wands. The 5 of Wands. Clarify the 5 of Wands. The 4 of Wands. All right, let me send this email. Sorry, I gotta send this to my doctor. Um, all right, so the overall energy I'm getting with the star and the six of wands. So just keep in mind, because you're asking about friends, as in multiple people, there could be multiple energies and differences that come up. Is kind of what I'm getting, in a way. But let me start here with the overall energy with the star and the six of wands. I feel like they'll see you as, um they'll see you in a really positive light at first glance. The star shows for me like you'll come across as genuine, refreshing, and maybe even healing to her, to Nat. They'll definitely, they'll know this through her, or they could definitely pick up on how she feels around you. So they kind of, and I'm getting like this, these are like, when we, how spirit is saying it, like her super close friends has been around for years. They've known maybe like every path she's been through. So maybe this is just one person. This could be multiple people. We'll get that. We'll get there. But once we keep going, but they're gonna know for sure. So like, even if she's telling them like, that you feel you're like healing to her, they're gonna kind of want to see that for themselves, and they'll know by how she acts and reacts and how her energy feels around you, right? Um, I feel like with the six of wands, I feel like they'll notice your confidence and presence. You're gonna stand out and leave an impression on them for sure. With the two of wands and the four of wands, I feel like they'll definitely be in observation mode, watching how you carry yourself, how you treat her, again, how her energy is around you, whether you're open or guarded. The four of pentacles definitely for me is like, is showing they may feel you hold back a little at first, keeping some walls up until trust is earned, which I feel like they kind of like that, to be honest. Like, I feel like, you know what, like, because I feel like, okay, so how it's coming across, if a man is trying too hard, they start to feel like it's fake. So it's almost like, just be yourself around them, and I feel like it will go well, because whoever these people are, like her close friends, like, let's just say like she's definitely like bringing you around her close friends, and maybe even her family. I feel like they could be people that are intuitive, so they'll be able to like pick up on your energy on a deeper level. So I feel like the more you are yourself, like your natural self, I feel like they'll feel more at ease. And I think that when guys come around her, all right, this is how I'm gonna put it. And it's crazy because I always get like very similar energy with her. Like how I could pick up on her energy, because I feel like it reminds me a lot of me. Not certain things, but certain things, yes. My guy best friend will, like, if he were to meet her right now, he'll definitely always be like, have you ever gone on with her? Like, the attention that she gets, like, people, like, guys act unusual around her. Like, and we were even talking about this the other day, because he was saying, he was asking me about like bad dates, right? There was like this reel that he sent me, and I was like, yo, I've never gone on a bad date, because guys usually, I was like, they act like they're these, like, they act like very, they act like I'm a fucking goddess when they go out with me. So they be on their best behavior, being professional, being all of this. But then as time goes on, you start to get to know them. You be like, this guy like, that was just his, what your his representative. Like, people be showing up in their representative. So I feel like that is, she has experienced a lot of representatives that have shown up, and I feel like that's something that they don't want. Like, and usually guys tend to act very unusual around her, like start to go like overboard. And this could have been guys that maybe they've known, mutual friends that she's dated, or like she's, you know um yeah, I would say dated, that will start acting very different when she's around, like going above and beyond when they usually don't do that kind of stuff, or like being way too friendly and like bubbly, and like, just, it comes off weird is what I'm saying. And I feel like they're gonna know if it's genuine or not. So be your genuine self is what I'm getting. um and anybody can tell when somebody's being genuine or not. But so that's something that they're definitely looking at, because I think they've seen guys like completely switch up when she's around, even if she's not dated them, even if they just have like a crush on her. Like, they definitely be acting like something they're not. Um, with the king of I'm sorry, with the Knight of Wands and the Lovers, I feel like they'll definitely feel your charm, like your passion, but not like sexual passion, but like your passion towards like maybe like how you're treating her. Like it feels natural. It comes off as natural. Yes, as politician, like exactly. The Knight of Wands shows for sure that attraction, like charisma, like a lively energy, while the Lovers definitely points to them recognizing the chemistry between you and her. So they're gonna definitely, when I'm talking about passion, I feel like they're gonna notice like your chemistry with you and her. Like there's some people like I said, I've been around a lot of relationships, married people, and there's just only, I would say, like if I've been around like 100 relationships, I've probably seen like five, or have experienced like five, that when they're together like in the same room, the love is so felt on a deep level that you know it's genuine. And yeah, that doesn't come across for a lot of people. So I feel like they're gonna see that, they're gonna notice that um about you and her. Like the love is gonna definitely be felt. They'll most likely also see that there's like a strong like romantic sexual connection between you and her. And again, not that they're attracted to you in that way, more so what they're seeing from you and her. They may also wonder if you're fully stable or more in the moment. So they're definitely gonna want to, again, get to know you more, especially with that Knight being there, because the Knights are very like, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. So definitely, like, I feel like this is gonna be something that grows. Like their comfort for you will grow little by little. They'll definitely treat you good, right? When you're around. But I think that maybe, I guess, like I would say, like the bond will grow little by little. The friendship, the approval. I feel like they're gonna approve of the connection right away, but maybe like the full approval won't come till later on. Um, with the Moon and the Eight of Wands, there could be some uncertainty at first, like I said. To me, the Moon always suggests to, like, they won't fully know how to read you right away. Um, so this could be like this is what I was saying. There's gonna be multiple energies here. So this could be like another one of her close friends where she's kind of seeing things like, I don't fully know. I can't really put my finger on it. Or like I really can't, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. We need to get him to know him more. Where there's gonna be the other ones that are more connected to their intuition, that can pick up that you are being genuine. Um, but I'm also getting with the Eight of Wands that things will move quickly, so conversations will definitely flow. The energy will pick up, and their impression of you will shift positively once they interact more. So again, like it'll grow again little by little. I also feel like, what it is too now? We're older. So when you're younger, when you're in your 20s, you're kind of just like more accepting of certain things, right? Like me, I always been intuitive, like, I could always pick up on energy. So there were certain people that I was like, hell no. Nah. But I will still be a little bit more open than completely shut off. Where you're now that I'm older and I have kind of like evolved in my intuition and like subconsciously awakened and stuff like that, I tend to be a lot more reserved and take my time to open up to people, even clients, or even like people on the channel here. So I feel like that's one thing that I wanted to put out there. Like I feel like had you guys met at a younger age, it will probably not even be this kind of energy, like where they're like, nah, we need to see more. um it's more so, I think it's the age, being more wise, and kind of just seeing your friends go through stuff. So um with the Three of Wands and the Six of Swords, I feel like they're definitely going to see the potential. So this for me feels like initial meeting. It doesn't feel like how, like, I just asked like how you put it, so I didn't put like a timing, like it, how they'll feel when you first meet them, or like how they'll feel about you like later on in the relationship. So I feel like this is definitely like initial meeting. I feel like with the Three of Wands, I feel like it shows them wondering about the long term for sure. Like where could this go with him and Nat? Like, where could this go with their connection, right? Um, the Six of Swords does show they'll be open to you for sure, willing to give space for things to grow, especially if they see her, if they see Nat happy. So it's all gonna come down to her, how she is, how they feel that she feels, by what she tells them and how she interacts, which is kind of what we were getting initially in the reading. Um, with the Eight of Cups and the Five of Wands is being clarified by the Four of Wands. Um, I do feel like there's gonna be mixed feelings in the group, which is what I was hitting on. I think this is why Spirit was like clarify that earlier, before I started the reading, or like as I was pulling the cards, because there's gonna be mixed energies here. So there's definitely gonna for sure be mixed feelings in the group. I feel like the Eight of Cups is like suggesting that one or two of her friends might feel very, very cautious, possibly comparing you to, I want to say someone from your past, someone from her past, or wondering if you'll stick around long term. I think that I don't know why I don't, and I think I've picked up on this before. I don't think she's had like too much experience in long term relationships. I think that guys go towards her because of the illusion. She's beautiful, she's stable, she got it going on, right? She travels. Like, people are tend to be attracted to people that do stuff. That's why I tell you guys too, because that when people see you doing activities, and I learned this a while ago. This is 3D stuff, but it's still, I always say there's 3D stuff that you can do to like also enhance like your self concept and make you magnetic. It doesn't like outside of like, what you're thinking in your head. But I've noticed like when I'm on some chill shit, I mean, there's still guys on my DMs that they're still there. But when I like last year, like when I was traveling, when I say like it was insane the attention that I was getting. I feel like people are attracted to that. And it doesn't have to be like traveling, like, just going out and doing certain things. It keeps people intrigued. And that is kind of like, I feel like with her, people have been so intrigued with her lifestyle, what they see, right? Because they're not getting to know her, because I don't think she's like a person that kind of opens up to people right away. So it's all the illusion of what she like, what they see. But once they start to get to know her and she starts to set, boundaries, or she's just like kind of like, this is what it is, like this is what I'm looking for. And I feel like they run. I do feel like they run. So I feel like this is one thing that they're going to be observing. Like, are you here for a long time or a short time? Which was what I was getting with that Knight of Wands. It is her past experiences with people. I don't feel like she's had a lot of experience with people sticking around after maybe like the initial level. With the Five of Wands, I feel like there's gonna definitely be a little, I don't want to say tension, but maybe debate. They may not all agree right away, or I would say not even agree. They won't all be open right away. I feel like, but because the Four of Wands is here clarifying it, ultimately the group energy leans towards acceptance and celebration. So even if there are doubts, they'll warm up to you like in the first meeting. So it's not like they're gonna just be closed off right from the get go. Jess, can you close the list? My bad. Yeah, I just noticed the time and I gotta go by 2. So Jess, can I do your other question later? Because I have Brianna, she has it in depth. But I'm gonna for sure come back on later. I just noticed the time. Damn. Um, so I feel like they're definitely gonna still be open to you, IJ, but they may not be. So in your face, like when you meet, they're gonna be open, but maybe they're gonna have some reserved feelings for a little while. Um, So definitely first impression to me is positive. You're showing up as very noticeable, very charismatic. Some will definitely test or observe you before fully opening up, which that's kind of normal anyways for me. Like I feel like that's normal. That's how it should be when you're meeting people. I feel like they're definitely going to notice your chemistry with her. And maybe even admire the spark is what I'm getting, because there's gonna be a strong spark. Like I said, you guys, like, remember when I said like there are certain people relationships where you feel the love in the room, and then there's some that you don't. With you and her, they will. Um, I feel like overall they'll see the potential for long term and be supportive if as long as you show consistency. Um, Again, a few may be cautious at first, but the outcome is that they'll likely accept you into their circle, um, if you as long as you prove being genuine. So I get it, trust but verify. Yeah, yeah. I feel, but like I said, it's because we're older. So it's like at a younger age, you kind of not are not thinking about certain things too deep from when you are like in your mid 30s and late 30s. You're kind of just like, okay, because most people feel like having to start over at an older age is kind of fucking like, what the fuck. So I think that's what where that energy comes from. That's why Spirit is speaking on this, where it's a little bit more, it's a little harder to open up the older you get, because again, people show up as their representatives all the time, and only time will tell. So hi, Rated. Well, Rated, there was no free readings on this live at all anyways, but hello. So that is for you, IJ. You're very welcome. Okay, thank you. Rated. All right, so this is for Bree. Let's see. I'm so thirsty today. What the heck? I didn't even notice the time. Y'all know me. I don't like to rush through my readings, anyways. Where can you see my connection with Jay going? Okay, this is for Brianna. Where is her connection with Jay going? So many J's. For Brianna, where is her connection with Jay going? And for Brianna, we're gonna put an hour and 20 minutes. For Brianna, where is her and Jay's? Thank you, Rated. For Brianna, where is hers and Jay's connection going? All right, we got the Empress, the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Cups, the Ten of Cups, the Devil, Judgment. I'm gonna have to use the bathroom. I got to go. I've been drinking so much water. Sometimes this is just, yeah, impossible. And the Two of Cups. I'll be right back, y'all. Sorry, I have to go. All right, I'm back. So, all right, Bree. So, where the connection is going? With the Empress. Hmm. So you're showing up as the Empress, right? So the current energy, I'm gonna say the connection has a strong emotional and nurturing energy. There is definitely attraction, care, and deep feelings here. You likely feel or want to feel cherished by him, or at least you see the potential for a very emotional fulfilling bond with him, right? The Seven of Cups for me is showing like that there could be confusion, uncertainty, or a confusion or uncertainty about the direction of the connection, too many what ifs or illusions, or maybe possibilities. So this shows both hope but also hesitation. With the Ten of Wands and the Eight of Cups, I am getting, so for me this feels like the challenges here, when it comes to you and him, are gonna be the Ten of Wands, the Eight of Cups, and I'm gonna say the Devil. I feel like there could be some heaviness or pressure in the connection. One or both may feel burden. Like it's a lot to carry. For me, the Eight of Cups showing up here suggests there may be a need to walk away from old patterns, past baggage, or any emotional weight that you feel from the connection before this relationship can truly grow. It doesn't mean walk away from each other, but more so walk away from what no longer serves the connection. Now, if you do feel a need that you have to walk from him, then you just have to do that. But I'm not getting that right now. I don't know if you guys are like in communication or anything, so I'm just going off of like the energy that I'm getting. For me, the Devil being here, this could talk about attachments, attachment issues, fears, or unhealthy cycles that pop up. So like maybe like jealousy, control, insecurity, temptations. For me, the Devil is saying kind of like if we don't deal with the shadows, they'll deal with us. So again, walking away from things that don't serve that no longer serves the connection. If there is a past story, like letting it go. Like if there was, and I'm saying a past story that's negative, like it's time to let it go in order for this to grow. um with the Judgment and the Hierophant, though, I feel like there's there's definitely potential for a big awakening in this relationship, or like a big shift where both of you set up, evaluate what you truly want, and commit to building something lasting, right? The Hierophant always suggests the connection can move toward a serious, traditional, long-term committed relationship if both are willing to do the work, and not just inner work, but also like the physical work. The Eight of Pentacles with the Two of Pentacles here, I do feel like the connection right now needs consistent effort, consistent balance, practical investment of energy. It's not a connection that will thrive on just feelings alone, which is what I was saying. Like, it has to do with like internally, like, working on that, but also the work that you put in like the physical world, which to me is like, phone calls, conversations, like hanging out, spending time together. I feel like, it will need steady action, definitely patience, but adjustments as you go on. Um, with the Ten of Cups and the Two of Cups, I do feel like it's this could head towards a beautiful outcome, right? There's definitely that long-term potential here for like a blissful relationship if you guys move past the burdens that you have, the illusions, like the things that don't work, right? This connection definitely has the ability to grow into a deep emotional partnership, that's filled with, again, love, harmony, long-term happiness, blissfulness. For me, like these are like relationship goals cards when they come out in the spread. They kind of suggest like a future where love feels fulfilling, balanced, and reciprocal. So one can't be putting too much effort and the other one isn't, or it's always gonna be like a thing of balance. So like when he's at a 60%, you'll have to cover that 40%. Where you're at a 60%, he'll have to cover that 40%, of equal give and take. Because nothing is ever gonna be equal, but the scale, like, you can't let the scale tip too far towards one side. So I do feel like this connection with Jay is full of potential, but it does come with some real lessons. So there could be still lessons that you guys are navigating through. There are for sure deep feelings and attraction here, but there's also some burdens, and it has to do with some old stuff that hasn't been released. If you both are willing to put in like consistent effort, and like I said, internally, like changing your thoughts around him, but also things is externally, right? And you literally face your truths. This relationship can grow into long-term commitment and emotional fulfillment, which is good, because the Hierophant for me is like the highest level of commitment that you can get to, and that's exactly what's showing up here. It definitely has the energy of like soulmate type bond, but also the challenge of shadow work. And again, I don't necessarily feel like it's something you guys will have to work on like deeply, but it's more so like, all right, whatever happened, let's move forward and stop holding grudges. So where it does go, where it goes is gonna definitely depend on how much both of you are willing to grow and release what doesn't serve. Um, so that's what I have for you, love. And thank you, Bree. I hope that was helpful. And just, I got you later. Just remember, just add yourself later. I'll be on. I don't know exactly the time. I'm not gonna be on too late, but I'll be on tonight. And thank you for helping. All right, thank you everyone that was in here and donated. I will see you guys later. Bye.